Look a little bit at one of the solutions, and the solution is to educate ourselves. We've been talking about the Federalist Papers. The Federalist Papers is a book that hardly anybody even reads anymore, and it should be. It is the original argument. It is the argument that the founders made to convince the American people that they should have a constitution. With all of the things that are going on, and you read the Federalist Papers, if you read at number 10, something that was written 224 years ago, it could have been written this morning. Now, how did that happen? Did James Madison just get lucky on that one? Look at Federalist Paper at number 10. I'll translate. Here's James Madison's words.
Theoretic politicians who have patronized this species of government have erroneously supposed that by reducing mankind to a perfect equality in their political rights, they would, at the same time, be perfectly equalized and assimilated in their possessions, their opinions, and their passions.
Right. I would have to read that like 4 times, and it goes on. He's just like this. The Federalist Papers. What is he saying there? The founders believed that the people, all people, have different abilities and ambitions, and there's no guarantee of equality of outcome. It means...
Quite right.
It means that things are going to look different for each of us. It doesn't mean that everybody's checkbook looks the same in the end.
Well, of course not. We didn't even have checkbooks in my day.
What did you have?
ATMs.
It means that your house may be bigger or smaller than mine, depending on how hard you work.
I'm guessing smaller.
Your education level and your ambition and your goals. We're going to have different houses. We're going to drive different cars. Your wife's ring is not going to be the same as the other guy's wife's ring. And it also doesn't mean that you have a right to health care or even higher education. This country was built on a foundation of treating everyone equally and giving everyone equal opportunities, not guaranteeing equal outcomes. It was, quite honestly, it was based on this.
Where's he going? I hate it when he gets up and starts prancing about like that.
It's based on this. This is George Washington's original. This is the original Purple Heart. The merit badge. It was based on merit. You have to be a person of merit. You have to do something. You have to earn it. But you also have to have an opportunity to be a person of merit. Today, with our various programs, our regulations, our tax policies, the government is trying to redistribute the wealth and keep people from failing. They're going to fail. I have a right to fail. Quite honestly, it is in my failing that I found my salvation. It is an effort to make everyone equal in their possessions, and it is wrong. We see it with Obamacare. We see it, watch this, from the president in higher taxes for the wealthy.
As a country that values fairness, wealthier individuals have traditionally borne a greater share of this burden than the middle class or those less fortunate.
Okay. As usual, the president sets out a false premise and expects you to buy in. He says traditionally. When did that start? It started under Woodrow Wilson. It's a progressive income tax. There's nothing in the Constitution that sets a standard for the rich to bear a greater burden. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Equal protection, equal justice, not social justice. Now, the reason why this system gets cold-hearted is because we have strayed away from the path of being people of decency and merit. We have strayed so far from the original intent and what kind of people that we were supposed to be. We are so far away from the original intent and the original argument that last week, J.P. Morgan Chase, the head, Jamie Dimon, asked Fed Chair Ben Bernanke whether we're preventing our economy from even growing at this point. Watch.
Now we're told there are going to be even higher capital requirements, so-called SIFI charges and G-SIFI charges, et cetera, and we know there are 300 rules coming. Has anyone bothered to study the cumulative effect of all these things? And do you have a fear, like I do, that when we look back and look at them all, that they will be a reason that it took so long that our banks, our credit, our businesses, and most importantly, job creation start going again? Is this holding us back at this point?
I don't think Ben Bernanke understood it. Let me show you one more example from Federalist Paper number 10. Madison wrote this.
Complaints are everywhere heard from our most considerate and virtuous citizens, equally the friends of public and private faith, and of public and personal liberty, that our governments are too unstable, that the public good is disregarded in the conflicts of rival parties, and that measures are too often decided not according to the rules of justice and the rights of the minor party, but the superior force of an interested and overbearing majority.
I didn't get a word of that, did you? Let me translate. While the American Constitution makes many valuable and admirable improvements on both the ancient and modern models of popular government, a republic, a democracy, it would be untrue and unfair to claim that under the Constitution that it would prevent these dangers as well as might be hoped or expected. An even greater danger for us today than an overbearing majority is the superior force of an interested and overbearing minority. Do you think we have one? Did you see how many people agree with the policies of our country? What's happening? So what's the remedy? Well, Washington talked, and all of them talked about a moral and virtuous people who are wide awake enough to realize that we have gone wrong in our own life and our country, and we have strayed from the Constitution. As great as it is, the Constitution cannot run on autopilot. We must be involved. Get all of the details of the original argument for the Constitution at glennbeck.com.